Well, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day, my friends. Sure hope you're having a great morning so far. I know I was an hour earlier yesterday morning due to the fact that I went over to the Sevierville Chamber of Commerce for their coffee talk. Actually won a prize. Got to talk about East Tennessee weather to a lot of the other businesses, I should say, that are part of the Sevierville Chamber of Commerce. So thanks for having me out there yesterday. It was a great time, and East Tennessee weather has joined the Chamber of Commerce. I want to start you off first things first here this morning with a time lapse from yesterday. We had a cool time lapse from Hardin Valley. We had that northerly flow in the atmosphere, so the clouds are moving right towards the camera. We had some sunshine early on, then the clouds started to kind of hang around, and we were overcast for a time, and then here come those afternoon showers and thunderstorms that kind of built up around the area right there. Look at that little storm that just blasted its way on through parts of Roane County, Cumberland County, Fentress County. We actually had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings out there, but this morning, a beautiful view from Anakeesta here this morning. Look at those clouds. Pretty cool cloud coverage here this morning. Or clouds, got a little bit of fog down in the lower elevations, but all in all, it turned out to be a fantastic day yesterday. And hopefully you had a chance to get out and enjoy it. If not, well, if not a big fan of the heat, well, stick around a little bit longer. First day of fall is officially on the 7-day forecast. The official, or fall, I should say, is officially on the 7-day forecast. But it is Wednesday. We've got the camel up there. So we should just say good morning to Ed Rupp, shouldn't we? Let's do. Why didn't it work? There it goes.
Wait for him. Wait for him. Bam! Now we slide all the way downhill to the weekend. The kids can get ready for school, and Debbie can take her shower.
All right, well, the kids are already off to school. Here we go, because Ed used to do that at like 6:30 in the morning, but it's 7:30, so both of my kids are off to school this morning. Took my youngest one to the bus stop here this morning. All right, let's talk about temperatures yesterday. It was a solid average day. Averages are at 70s and 80s. 83 in Knoxville, that's average. 78 in Crossville, average high is 77. Chattanooga's 86, average high is 84. And Tri-City's average high is 81. We only made it to 77. So that's what we got to experience yesterday. Now today, it's going to be pretty similar, but the atmosphere is going to be a lot more stable. Let's start you off with the 7-day forecast. A solid 7-day stretch ahead of us. I do have about a 10% chance it doesn't show up on the 7-day for maybe an afternoon shower or thunderstorm as we get into the upcoming weekend. I'm not expecting a whole lot of activity, but notice your Friday and Saturday temperatures coming up a little bit. We got a little bit of a ridge that's starting to build its way on in. Let me show you. Our low that brought us got a little bit more moisture and some instability yesterday, brought us a couple of showers and thunderstorms, is zipping off to the north and northeast. We've got another low pressure system across the high plains. That's going to bring showers and storms west of the Mississippi and some decent rain. But notice the yellow on the map. Those are 850 millibar temperatures, and what that indicates is warm air advection, warmer air advecting into the area. And you can clearly see that. See how those white lines kind of go up and they push northward, right? That's our ridge. A trough pushes southward, a ridge pushes northward when you're talking about the ISO heights. And again, we have some warmer weather as we wrap up the week. And I think that's going to be the story as we get into the weekend. Just through Friday, we're really not expecting a whole lot of rainfall. So it is now 7:35. It's Wednesday, September 17th, and we wrap up the week with not much in the way of rain. Average rainfall for the month is just over an inch of rain anyway. So the forecast today, we start off with temps in the 60s. It's a nice, cool start. I had a sweatshirt on earlier as I took my kid down to the bus stop. You can take that off pretty quickly because we're going to warm nicely. 76 by lunchtime with sunny and dry conditions. By 3 o'clock, we're at 82. So as the kiddos head home from school, and our forecast highs today between about 3 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. And we should all be in the low to mid and a few pockets of upper 80s. So more average weather is on the way. Good morning, Lynn, Jerry. We got Beverly joining us as well this morning. We got Miranda, Lisa, Julie, Kathy. Kathy, you're joining us again this morning. Gosh, you just can't get away, can you? What time is it where you are? Kathy's on vacation, by the way. You want to let everyone know where you are? Or we're going to keep that a secret? Anyways, how's the weather where you are, Kathy? Let us know in the chat. All right, so forecast highs will be nice and average today, so a solid average day. Again, the atmosphere is a lot more stable today. What do I mean by that? We don't have any instability, okay? We don't have any CAPE, convective available potential energy. And so because of that, we're probably not going to see as much cloud coverage today. We're going to see a lot more sunshine. And because of that, we're not really looking at the chance for any rainfall. Now, the only caveat is across the Southern Valley where we have just just a little bit of instability. May spark off a stray shower probably south of McMinn County towards Bradley and Hamilton County. So something to keep in mind there. But other than that, not a big deal. Evening temperatures, if you have ball games, heading home from work here tonight, want to do dinner, grilling out, maybe going out to dinner. Nice. Look at that. Even by 8 o'clock tonight, we're going to be right around 75 degrees. So I love these evenings to take a nice little after dinner walk. There's that 10% chance Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I know we've got a big football game here this weekend. We're going to highlight that football forecast here in just a moment, but pretty lackluster in the rainfall department. And I think the rain that we do see those days may be just isolated to the higher elevations, the plateau and the mountains. Heaviest rain is going to be off to our west, so really not a big deal there. And above and beyond the 7-day forecast, we're generally speaking going to be trending about average, which we all know that September is an extremely dry month, and not expecting a whole lot as well. All right. 7-day forecast. Here we go, my friends. Let's take that full for you. And we are going to be in the upper 80s Friday, Saturday. So it is going to be hotter at this weekend's UT football game. Kickoff's at 12:45. It is going to be just a little bit hotter. And then we'll come back down into the mid-80s. First day of fall arrives on Monday, officially at 2:19 p.m. 2:19 in the afternoon is officially fall. Are we excited for that? Are we excited for fall? I mean, let's be honest, right? It's been incredibly comfortable in the month of August, and so far the month of September, we're already through the 17th of the month, and so we've been trending average to even below average through the entire month. However, as I mentioned, that does change because we are talking about the potential for more ridging to take place, therefore more heat to round out the month of September. And all this map tells us is that we will see above average temperatures to round out the month. Average high, again, is in the low 80s, and so that's all that map is saying. Let's talk about that UT football forecast. 64 degrees for you early morning tailgaters, but I guess everybody's going to be an early morning tailgater because kickoff is at 12:45 against UAB. We've got a noon game here this weekend. By 10 o'clock, we're at 74, so light jackets in the morning. You can shed those pretty quickly, the sweatshirts anyways, and if you're heading off to the ball game, kickoff 12:45. We're going to be right there in the low to mid 80s, warming into the upper 80s. Through the football game, so it's only going to get hotter. So if you are going to the game and your seats are on the east side of the stadium, you're going to be in the direct sunlight for the entire game, and it is going to feel rather hot. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. If you were at the game last weekend, it's going to be hot, especially considering that it's felt so nice and so comfortable here over the last several days. Good morning, Denise. How are you this morning? Chris says, fall. You're not ready for fall? You like summer months? So Chris loves fall and he loves hugs, just so you know. So if you ever see Chris in public, just go give him a big bear hug. He loves hugs. I like picking on you because you pick on me too. Going to pick up some Pawpaw and Pawpaw Pumpkin ice cream later on today. Nice. Way down yonder in the Pawpaw patch. Good morning, Deanne. And Felicia says, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, the Fall Festival in Blaine is going on. Come see them. The game will be playing at the festival. Well, it's hard to have festivals on game days here in East Tennessee, isn't it? It is really tough. And noon games are always tough as well, right? Because it takes out your entire day, especially if you're going to the game. But a lot of times people have people come over, so people start coming over about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. Games kickoffs at noon, 12:45 anyways, and then, it lasts for 3 or 4 hours. And so all of a sudden now, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're like, oh, what do we do now? I like the evening games. Those are my favorite because you can get stuff done during the day. You can go out tailgating later if you do tailgate, and then you get to you get to enjoy the rest of the evening with some football. Just saying. Yeah, do what? Yeah. You heard me, buddy. You heard me. Let's get to work with your national holiday, shall we? Felicia's already passed along her events going on this weekend. We do have another event to talk about here this weekend. Let me get this on the map here. So we've got the Sertoma Sandbar Social. It's at Hunter Valley Lane at Hunter Valley Farms off of North Shore Drive. It starts at 6 o'clock in the evening, and if you would like to attend that event, you can purchase tickets. Just go to the Sertoma Sartoma Center and purchase your tickets there. I was trying to see if there's an actual link that I could post here for you, but I don't think there is that I have. Witchers may be going. I'm not quite sure if we're going or not, but I said we're going to go, but not quite sure. I think we got some stuff going on. So there is that. All right, your national holidays for the day today, September 17th. So, of course, we're celebrating birthdays and events. Happy birthday to you or your loved ones or friends or family members, and just, go give them a big bear hug. Good morning, Jill. How are you this morning? How's the October weather? Well, the beginning may be on the toastier side, or at least above average. We don't want above average weather for October, and we need some rain. Otherwise, we're going to end up in a drought, and we're going to end up in a high fire danger situation. We don't want to deal with that. The U.S. Drought Monitor does come out tomorrow, so we'll be highlighting that in a little bit more detail tomorrow. Today is National Professional House Cleaners Day. Thank you to all the house cleaners out there. Have you ever had a house cleaner, and or do you have somebody that comes and cleans your house? We did for a quick stint, I guess about 2 or 3 months maybe. A quick stint. We tried it. We're like, this is great. But, then I started East Tennessee weather. I was like, well, we can't afford a house cleaner now. You know what I'm talking about? But, I think as you get into life, I've always said I never wanted a house cleaner because I don't want strangers that's rummaging through my house, right? I just don't. But then we got one. And I was like, this is kind of nice. This is kind of nice. Because, nobody wants to clean the house. Especially when you're running the kids around, you're doing things, you're busy, you're working 7 days a week or 5 days a week or whatever it may be. It's nice to have somebody clean the house. If I could do it weekly, I would 100% do it weekly. That's where I've gone now. That's where I am now in life, right? If I could afford a house cleaner and do it weekly, I would 100% do it weekly, and I would not touch a thing. Because cleaning's awful. It's National Monte Cristo Day. Ooh, I'll give a big shout out to that. I love Monte Cristos. Have you ever had one? They are fantastic. Ooh, there we go, Cheryl. Cheryl says, fall is nice. Fire pit time. I love me a good fire pit. We don't have a fire pit anymore. Got rid of it. Well, I broke it, and now we don't have one. We need to get another one, don't we? It is National Apple Dumpling Day. I'll give a shout out to that one, too. That sounds amazing. Apple dumplings. And it's the Constitution Day and Citizenship Day on September 17th. Great stuff right there. All right, I want to take you back outside for just a moment of time. Actually, I wanted to show you what it looks like. We're just going to change this camera on the fly. It's froggy outside. In some places. That's a live look there in downtown Clinton and Anderson County. Good morning to Clinton and folks joining us from Anderson County. It is a foggy start to the day. Now, we do have a special weather statement because of the fog. All right, let's talk about national weather on this date in history, September 17th. Let's start you in 2004, shall we? The remnants of Hurricane Ivan submerged Pittsburgh in almost 6 inches of rain in one day. 6 inches of rain in one day. The most rainfall Pittsburgh has seen in a 24-hour period since records began in 1876. In 1989, Hurricane Hugo hit the Virgin Islands, producing wind gusts of 97 miles per hour. A storm surge of 5 to 7 feet occurred at St. Croix. The rain gauge left operating at Kinneil Bay indicated over nearly 10 inches of rain in just 24 hours. In 1988, early in the morning, a tornado hit Kelly Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. In 1987, thunderstorms produced large hail, damaging wind and heavy rain in the northeastern U.S. In 1965, a storm produced a band of heavy snow across parts of Wyoming. Totals of 23 inches at Rawlins and 20 inches in Lander, easily surpassing the previous snowfall record for that date in history and totals for the season. In 1963, nearly 2.5 inches of rain fell in Yuma, Arizona in 24 hours. It was the most intense rain for Yuma during the period between 1950 and 1977. And in 1932, Concord, New Hampshire was drenched with nearly 6 inches of rain in just 24 hours, establishing a record for that location from the 16th through the 17th in 1932. Now we go on to just more history across the world. We'll start you in 1983. Johnny Bench of the Cincinnati Reds retired after 16 years as a catcher. Do you know Johnny Bench? In 1972, how about this one? Does anybody know what happened in 1972? It premiered on CBS. How about MASH? MASH debuted on CBS in 1972. In 1962, U.S. space officials announced the selection of Neil Armstrong and 8 others as new astronauts. That was 1962. In 1930, construction on Boulder Dam, later renamed Hoover Dam, began in the Black Canyon near Las Vegas, Nevada. One place I've never been and I really want to go is check out Hoover Dam. In 1920, the American Professional Football Association was formed in Canton, Ohio. It was the precursor to the NFL. That was in 1920. Is that not crazy? When we go through history and stuff like that, it kind of makes me feel old sometimes. Not that I was living in the 20s by any stretch. Not even close, my friends. I may have a few bags and wrinkles on my face and some gray hair, and I may be losing some, but I'm not that old. In 1862, let's go back to the 1800s. In 1862, the Battle of Antietam took place during the American Civil War. More than 23,000 men were killed, wounded, or missing. The rebel advance was ended with heavy losses on both armies. And in 1796, anybody? U.S. President George Washington's farewell address was read before the U.S. Congress. Those are your days in world history. But now I want to share some awesome Witcher's pictures with you. Here's one coming in. And again, you can share these photos with me and all of us with the East Tennessee Weather app. This one's going, good morning from South Myrtle Beach. It's going to be a beautiful day. That was from Saunders Smith. We had a good one. Good morning from, here's Kathy. Here's Kathy joining us from Italy. So I asked Kathy to put it in the chat. She's in Italy. What did she say on that? I know you've been hanging out with me. Let's see. I gave Kathy a hard time on social the other day. She was on vacation. I was on vacation in St. Augustine. My sister Angela is in Italy. That's awesome. Ooh, that looks gorgeous. That looks gorgeous. And the bottom of the picture says, good morning from, I won't even try to say the name. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. Some names just get me. Here's another great Witcher's pictures here this morning. And that appears to be, well, upside down. This picture is from Beverly Dunn, God's Country in Maryville, Tennessee. Beautiful pink sunset. That is a gorgeous one for sure, Beverly. Thanks for that. We've got another great one coming in. Got several new Witcher's pictures to share with you this morning. This one's coming in from Linda Cole. Beautiful sunrise here today, Tuesday, outside of Rutledge. Linda, that is a great photo. Thanks for sharing that. Beautiful up there. And here's another one. This one would be coming in. I'm going to take a guess on this one. If I were to guess, it would be Julie. But she says, yep, this is Julie. Monday evening from Whitesburg, Tennessee. And we also have one coming in from Bonnie, Maryville, Tennessee at 6:45 p.m. on Monday. So just a couple of days ago. Of course, we didn't do Witcher's pictures yesterday, so there's that. No, aren't those great pictures? I want to go to Italy. I want to travel. That's what I want to do. Listen, if I had millions of dollars, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be traveling the world. I love traveling. I love being on airplanes. It doesn't bother me to be on an airplane for a long time. I mean, I've been to Sweden. I've been to the BVI's. That was a long trip. I want to go to South America. I want to do some skiing in South America. I want to go to Canada. I've never really been to Canada. I rode a bike quickly through Canada when we were on our honeymoon, but that's I've never other than that I've never been to Canada. I want to go see there are so many places. You know, I've always talked to people about this, and you know, there are certain people, and you may be one of them, that always go to the same vacation spot every single year. And a lot of that happens to be like Pawleys Island, or something like that. You know, the Carolina coastline, the Gulf Coast. A lot of folks go to back to the same places every single year after year. I'm like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just go check out different places? Well, I like it. It's beautiful. It's fun. Well, yeah, but there's like a trillion different places in the world that you could go to. That's just me. That's just what I think. But that's all. Everyone also give a big shout out to Julie this morning as well. She joined Seth and I, my sales director, at the Sevierville Chamber Coffee Talk yesterday. So that was a lot of fun. And we walked away with some free season passes. Where was that to, Julie? I forget where that was to. It's inside. It's an amusement restaurant amusement thing in Pigeon Forge. But anyways, let's see. Jen says, yes, my husband and I were just talking about this. So we are going to start traveling to different locations. I want to go to Niagara. Mel says it's Pawleys Island. Pawleys Island. Okay, there we go. If I, let's sing the song together, shall we? If I had $1 million, Sky Ranch. That's what it was. Sky Ranch, in Pigeon Forge. Great, good food, by the way. Julie? You didn't eat it, did you? Anyways, Julie, I really appreciate your help. I really appreciate your help, your friendship. Julie's great as well, and we've got several new Witcher weather watchers that I've got to get to here today. I got a lot of clerical work to do in the background today, a lot of emails to filter through and school visits and whatnot. By the way, do you remember I have a merch shop, right? You can get East Tennessee weather mugs, you can get sweatshirts, you can get umbrellas, you can get t-shirts, hats, you can get tumblers as well. I don't have any tumblers in here right now, but so if you go to easttnweather.com, I've got a merch shop there as well. And coming up in about 3 months, I'll just give you a preview. We are getting a new website. So the website's going to get an overhaul, if you will, in the next about 3 months or so. We got some new advertisers getting ready to come on board, so you're going to be able to see those on all East Tennessee weather platforms. And listen, if you are a business and you want to get some advertisements out there or some advertising out there, great platform, weather, right? Everybody wants to know the weather. The best platform to advertise your business on, which, by the way, this morning's Wake Up with Witcher is sponsored by East Tennessee Children's Hospital, who's been on with us for quite a while. I love going to the beach. Been there a few different times. I like the beach, too. I like the coastal areas. I'm not much of a sit at the beach kind of guy all day long, but I do like going to the beach. Sometimes it's a lot of work going to the beach. You haul everything out. Next thing you know, kids need to go back inside and get lunch. Then you haul everything out, and then you need to go back inside and get dinner. It's a lot, isn't it, sometimes? You want to go to Sarah Ann, West Virginia, to around the Hatfield and McCoy area. There we go. You go see Hatfield and McCoy in Pigeon Forge. I love to travel, too. Traveling is awesome. Again, if I had $1 million. Well, my friends, don't forget. Actually, I wanted to pass along. Okay, so we have changed things up a little bit here on the East Tennessee weather platforms. The 1 Minute with Witchers get updated 3 times a day. A little bit more me, out and about, wherever I may be. If you saw those on social or on the East Tennessee weather platforms yesterday, you saw that I was in Pigeon Forge and did a weather update, just talking about the forecast. I give you everything in the morning. How does it progress through the day? You can check in with those 1 Minute with Witchers. The daily forecast or the full forecast will give you a big picture, full view of what the atmosphere is doing, how it's all playing out. But again, social media is not the place for those kind of formats and or the horizontal formats. Social media is vertical. Thanks a lot, social media, for destroying what we've known in TV for all our lives. Good morning, Tina. There you are, my friend. How are you? Chris says, East Tennessee weather is the best for advertisers and users both. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate you. Also a Witcher weather watcher. And come springtime, not just a Witcher weather watcher, but a storm chaser. Right, Chris? Got some cool things that we're going to be working on come next spring. Or maybe this winter if we get some bad snowstorms. See how it all plays out. It is now 7:55. Thanks for joining me this morning. I do appreciate it. I hope you like how things are evolving with East Tennessee weather. Whether it be on social media, the app, the website, wherever it may be. And as the website gets built on out, I hope you enjoy what is down the road. And more cameras. I went and checked out a new camera view yesterday. So we'll probably be getting some more cameras down the road as well. So that's going to be awesome stuff. All right, my friends, have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other. The music's over, and life is short. We'll see you back here tomorrow.